Alright, just making sure everything's working out now. Alright, guess I'm just gonna get into it. First I'm gonna switch to the default for right now, just because. Or maybe, huh. Just trying to figure out which one to use. I'll just the classic just for the sake of keeping consistent. Let's see. God, I don't know how to talk. Right. Welcome to Doom Eternal. To become an unstoppable demon-slaying machine of pure destruction, you'll need to master the use of your full arsenal. Each death has something to teach you about Doom Eternal's combat loop. Every new enemy type encourages you to use more of your kit. When in doubt, consult the Codex for more information on weapons, demon weaknesses, and upgrades. Good luck, and remember, above all else, never stop moving. It's software. So, basically what I'm doing here is that I'm just streaming Eternal, or at least every Saturday I'm going to go ahead and play for about an hour. And, like for example, right now it's 11:42 right now, and I do apologize for being late for the stream. But for about an hour or so, I'll see how far I get, and then I'll go ahead and update the title with what levels that are completed here, and then so basically each week I'm going to be playing up until I complete the Ancient Gods Part 2, which should take a while because I still got practice on those.
Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
Feels pain. Pray that he's watching.
Please, anyone, if you can hear me, if you're out there.
Attempting to acquire the Hell Priest signal.
Nearly 60% of our planet has been consumed by the invaders.
We have the Hell Priest signal locked in. The target is marked, but the signal will not hold for long.
For it is he that they fear, not man, or his armies. They feared the mark of the beast.
And we're on. Well, that sucks.
I've interpreted the priest's signal and will mark it on your HUD.
There's no way of looks moving all the way down, so if anything happens, then, you know, oh well. And yes, I'm going for 100% here, so just saying. Okay, let me just make sure everything's working here on my side to make sure it's all like visible and clear and all that. Yep, seems like the audio is working out just fine. I can hear myself. I'm actually, you know, audible this time because that was one of the problems with my Ancient Gods stream, is that I was hardly audible whatsoever. I think this fixes the issue. And if I'm too loud, do let me know in the comments, because I doubt anyone's going to watch at the moment. And to respect those who are watching for the first time, or those who want to just watch a walkthrough of the game, I will make sure to stay quiet during the cutscenes or during important parts. Then I'll likely end up being quiet regardless during fights and such. And it looks like the DualShock battery is kind of low right now, so looks like I'm going to have to replace that in just a bit. I like to preserve chainsaw ammo from time to time. For example here, like, if I absolutely need to use it, then I will. There we go. Since I have all 3 chainsaw pips left, I'll just go ahead and grab the ones from down here. Hell barges. And yes, I will be reading this stuff too, for those who are wondering. And ooh, pretty art. Atop mighty thralls, the Hell Priests oversaw the invasion of the mortal world. The Thrall, slave titan of the underworld, carried the priest temples into the wake of battle, providing the priests with vigil of Hell's advance from a strategically impervious placement. From their temple perch, the priests would emanate a powerful psionic influence, imposing greater coordination among the chaotic forces of Hell, and increasing their battle effectiveness. The Thrall, possessing superior resilience, proved indestructible by conventional weapons, thwarting all attempts by the Ark defense forces. Only by severing the priest's psychokinetic tether would the Titan be neutralized, an act that could only be accomplished by an infiltration of the temple itself. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and switch out the controller. You're going to see a quick disruption. Okay, much better. Gotta connect that quick. Alright. Now we're doing much better. Now we're with a fully charged controller.
Remains guarded. You can't.
0.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
Remaining human populations, Part 1. Like that, Australia and Russia are completely fine. And part of South Africa. But unfortunately, areas like New York are, like where I live, are vastly invaded. Well, that stinks for me. Nearly 60% of the planet has been consumed by the demons, with the rate of expansion increasing each day. The majority of the world population died in the first month of the Hell invasion, following the catastrophic failure of virtually every man-made system. Military response was immediate, but only marginally effective at providing safe retreat to civilians, with many fortified locations cut off from outside communication. Facing overwhelming opposition, these makeshift fortresses have gradually fallen to the growing demon presence, one after the other. Large portions of the Earth's surface have become inhabitable, with swarms of demons scouting the globe, and most regions suffering from an atmosphere that has become infected and poisonous by process of some form of alien terraformation. We got tutorials, arsenal, chainsaw, combat shotgun, doomblade, stuff about the soldiers and the imps, mostly about the fodder demons. Full auto mod, which is basically the one I tend to use the most. But in my opinion, I usually tend to go with the sticky bombs for the most part, because that's usually the most useful kind, at least up until I get the full auto mod fully mastered. Because once you have the full auto fully upgraded, that's when it gets useful. Because killing a demon with the full auto mod fully mastered gives you shotgun rounds, and it's far more useful when it's mastered. Or, for example, here, I just use it for... Ow. Okay, something's going on here, because for some reason I can't switch out the auto mod. There it goes. And I'm dead. Not exactly a great start, but to be fair, for some reason the controller wasn't responding, so which is weird, but let me try. Okay, there we go. I was also a little bit confused for a moment. There we go, now we're cooking with fire. And I missed. Oh, waltz on right into me, Richard. Ow. And look at that. In case you're wondering, no, I'm not at level 15 just now. It's that I managed to go through Echelon 1. So I've gone past level 250, so technically I'm 265. And yes, I have the gold assault rifle skin, or the gold heavy cannons. All map stations, that's tutorial stuff. In case you're wondering, the gold skin, all the gold skins and all that you get, save for the golden shotgun. So the golden combat shotgun, which is this weapon right here, you get for completing all the Super Gorness challenges, which is completing at various difficulties, completing various modes. I find this useful at first for whittling down demon health to a glory kill state. Especially helps out with stuff like the Absolutely sucked. Bye-bye.
Behold the fruits of our labor.
Better.
Take a moment to look around you. Witness the beauty of the world we have created.
In case you're wondering, yes, I have beaten the base game, the DLC, and DLC 2 on Nightmare Before. But I figured I'd go ahead and just do a fresh playthrough for the channel and all that.
Please assemble in an orderly
Sure.
fashion and move towards the nearest harvesting zone. Thank you.
Subway, eat fresh. I don't know why I said that, but that's just what came to the top of my head. Usually that works the first time. In case you're wondering, yes, I tried a bunny hop on console. I know of my weaknesses. Bye! Ow.
Cleansing of Earth is a necessary step.
Just like that. Now watch this. I'm about to pull what's called a pro gamer move. See? That jump too early. I did the double jump too early. I tend to save the grenade tricks for when I'm doing brawler mode. Mostly when you don't have the blood punch, the regular melee is good for that, for just like knocking the demons for a little bit, get them into a better range. See? So it isn't entirely useless until you get the blood punch. It just doesn't do nearly as much damage as it did in 2016. Now we're getting somewhere. Boop. Poke. Bonk. I need to just at least keep one shotgun shell for when the next Ragnarok comes in, which is going to be through that door. Yes, I'm walking through the plants. Also, Minecraft cube. It's funny because it's Minecraft. I'm gonna regret saying this stuff, aren't I? Bye. Bye-bye. Oh god, he's following me. He's following me. Oh, never mind. Bye. Okay, I know we're supposed to go over here and climb up, I just prefer to do this. That's how I always did it back when I first started playing the game. Formation of the... Did I miss one? I kind of feel like I missed one. I think that's supposed to be the cheat code right there, but I can't help but feel like I missed one of the extras around here. Oh yeah, I did. Shoot. I'll have to go back when I do the when I say I mean 100%, that means yes, I'm going to spend extra time on the Slayer gates as well. So, yeah. So we get to experience extra pain today, or at least I do. Stay nice up close and stay away from the big mean meatball. Now we get up close and personal to the big fat meatball. Chew on this. Boop. Boop. Ow. Boop. Yeah, that was me getting overconfident. That's again me being overconfident with the punches. I really need to stop relying on those melee punches so much. No, that probably wasn't the best time to use it, but oh well. See, it becomes a little, from what I recall, it becomes a little bit faster. I think, hang on. Yeah, it gets a little faster and all that, and eventually you'll be able to use it on enemies to get, like, shotgun ammo and all that. But we won't be able to do that for quite a bit now. Oh yes, I'm gonna be grabbing extra lives and such. Boop. That specific Arachnotron is usually the cause of the end, so the cause of several nightmare, or the cause of several Ultra Nightmare runs ending. The furthest I've gone for that is actually a cultist phase. I think I got the closest I got was the rocket arena, or the arena where you get the rocket launcher.
She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD.
I believe that's actually the farthest I've gotten in terms of trying to play on Ultra Nightmare without the without the glitch and all that, or without the trick that you do where before you die, it'll let you pause the game and then you quit out of it and then go back again. It loads your checkpoint.
My scans indicate there is a lift at the center of this facility.
I think I missed a page on the, I think I missed a page, yeah. Hey y'all, Scott here. I apologize.
Behold the fruits of our labor.
Hey, we did a successful bunny hop for a little bit. Oh, here we go. There we go. Alright. Vega data entry. Although several 100,000 more were safely evacuated out of orbit in the mass exodus following the invasion, the expected odds of survival is considered unlikely for many of these lifeboats carrying cryogenically frozen passengers. Religious iconography and communes are now commonplace amongst survivors, with a collective perception of events taking up biblical nature. Many seek authority from a higher power to rationalize the sudden destruction of their world, believing that these events represent a form of divine punishment. They got data entry in that. Huh. Nice art. Vega data entry. Following the total collapse of international civilization, nations and boundaries as we know them have ceased to exist. A handful of remaining bureaucrats, government officials, and military leaders have managed to survive by use of protective bunkers kept secret to the greater population. Convening under the flag of the Allied Nations, this governing body represents all that remains of the rule of law, forming what would essentially become a single world government. Military bases in communication with the AN have made efforts to regroup and centralize their areas of command, establishing fortified safe havens for survivors, stockpiling food and scavenging for supplies. Only proprietary military use communications remain functional, enabling military entities under command of the Allied Nations to coordinate humanitarian aid and defense operations. By 2151, the formation of the Ark has taken highest priority and is considered to be, in all practical terms, the last hope for humanity. Ah, I see what they did there. Hell priests. Powerful practitioners of arcane magics, the priests have warped their powers to suit their insidious purpose, harnessing the dark forces of hellish psychomancy to prepare Earth for the final blood ritual. By blood were the Hell priests bound to the dark ritual which now consumed Earth, and so long as even one of them lives, the consumption of Earth would continue, allowing Hell unfettered rule of the mortal world. Only by destroying the priests can the blood ritual be stopped and the Earth saved. And Deog Nilox. Vega data entry. One of the three Hell priests, Deog Nilox is charged with ensuring that Hell's invasion of Earth succeeds. He prefers to operate on the planet's surface, working in his own holy barge carried on the back of a demonic titan. This provides him an elevated mobile position with which to oversee the campaign against humanity. Spiteful and cruel, Nilox frequently captures civilians alive so that their still living blood can be harvested for the occult rituals. Hope those are just weekly challenges. I pretty much have nearly the whole thing done, and in terms of the current series going on. I know there's at least like 2 more extra lives around here, so that was the story beat I was missing. Though I do know that there is at least one more extra life I can, or at least one more. There is one extra life I can grab here. There it is. Now grab the extra life, and then we can get out of here and go on to Exultia. Exultia? Is it Exultia or Exultia? Exultia is what I call it. Or at least that's my pronunciation of it. Oops, kind of got stuck there for a moment. Here we go to complete the level and where I keep my mouth shut for the cutscenes.
The Khan Maker is present at this gathering, but when outside of her domain, she is by all accounts indestructible.
This be? No man can pass through the gate. This stops nothing. The sacrament of this world to the great Khan Maker will be made, and the energy will be restored once again. As it is written, from the souls of the non-believers, you will not save them from their judgment.
You go too far this time. You cannot interfere. This is humanity's chance to repent, to give service to us. You cannot resist the will of the Khan Maker.
Activating the portal now.
For it was you who was meant to enforce it.
And that is Hell on Earth, the first mission of Doom Eternal's space campaign. Hey! Now we're going to continue on to level 2. Once this thing is processed and all that, I'll end up making a thumbnail for it. I wish YouTube would allow us to like use thumbnail art for like for playlists or something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? You know, then you'd have something like identify playlist by or something like that. I don't know. I tend to be dumb. Do forgive me.
I do not have the means to locate the second Hell Priest. Your celestial locator is missing a component. We will need a replacement. I've completed the redesign of your equipment launcher. The flame belch is now ready for your approval.
Alright, and now we're off to get the thing that I tried using earlier, because you wouldn't have seen it, but I tried using the triangle button and all, or tried using the flame belch when I didn't have it yet. It's a mistake I tend to make.
The portal is activated and ready when you are.
This is an ARC broadcast. There are reports coming out of the quarantined Hellified zone near the San Andreas Chasm. Satellite imagery show what ARC personnel believe to be the legendary Doomslayer himself fighting the mortally challenged. The Doomslayer, or Doom Guy, as he is sometimes referred to, was thought to be a myth of the Resistance, a sort of avenging angel. He was last reported to be seen on Mars, and is allegedly responsible for the destruction of the Argent Tower there. He disappeared soon afterwards. The UAC continues to deny all reports of his existence. We will continue to broadcast new information as we receive it.
No, we're not doing these just yet. In case you're wondering, the only ones I have to do are Ultra Nightmare and Extra Life Mode on Nightmare, and that's it. Those are the last two I have before I'm able to get the golden combat shotgun and have a complete gold arsenal. I will say my favorite skin for the shotgun is definitely the classic one, which is what I have now. Well, the story over at the ARC broadcast is just the same one. It's just the same thing as what we heard earlier. Exulting. Okay. To put an end to the demonic consumption of Earth, the Hell Priests must be eliminated. Following the death of Daog and Nilox, the remaining 2 Hell Priests have gone missing. You must return to Exultia, forsaken city of Sentinel Past, to acquire the device necessary to locate the remaining priests and save Earth. Then we got a bunch of tutorials and all that, but, you know, I've been playing this game for over a year, so a good chunk of this I already know. Cool. Look at that. Hugo Martin, everyone. He's gonna find a way to put... If there's a way, he's gonna put mechs in it. I forgot. Wolf. Exultia. Translation from the Ligra Septuaginta, the Book of Kings. What treachery comes from our darkest selves, driven by greed and want, for I have been deceived by the Daog. They came north with the priests, as allies to our cause against the Khan Maker and her unscrupulous methods. Their silvery tongues wagging, they laid a plan for us, and sowed the seeds of desire for hasty triumph. They claimed a knowledge of the Maker's source of power in the demon realm, a vast foundry of souls where the innocent are put to the fire for the essence. And the foundry's destruction, our victory is assured, they told us. And the fools that we were, that I am, believed their lies. On their word, we sent the Doomslayer and the Night Sentinels to destroy the foundry, and the priests cast a gate for their egress. As the last veteran entered the demon's empire, our final hope of reclaiming our dominion, The Daog closed the path and left them stranded. They were trapped, lost in the eternal void by the action of the traitors. How could I not see their intention? Am I blinded by grief for the loss of Terrace Nabad, of my people? We have fled again, with barely a legion of the Night Sentinels left to protect us. The Daog are gone, returned to their mistress. May the Wraiths forgive my failure. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool to read the stuff in different voices, like the Sentinels. I use this type of voice. Earth, I use this type of voice. As for Hell, well, whatever comes to mind. Why am I going through the window? Thanks. I'll take that back, thank you very much. Okay. I forgot I don't have the dash yet. Yeah, and that's another thing that's kind of like difficult about these first few missions, especially if you're going on Alternate Nightmare. The hardest part isn't going to be Final Sin, which is the last mission of the game, of the base campaign. It's going to be Cultist base, because you don't have all your weapons, you don't have all your abilities yet. So that's what makes it much harder than Final Sin to a lot of people, including myself. And I also realized I could have just jumped over those dudes. I like to keep the Blood Punch for the Hell Knight in the arena we're about to go to. Air control is I'm just gonna say this, it's an absolute must when it comes to playing, especially on a console. Any other collectibles I need to know about before I continue on? Nope. Oh boy, a toy! The Hell Knight becomes a lot easier once you get the dash. And I know I said I was going to save the Blood Punch for the Hell Knight, but then I got a little cocky and, yeah. It tends to be the cause of a lot of my deaths. Either I get cocky, I get cornered, or it's a stray, fodder fire. Okay, I wasn't expecting to be able to dodge that one. Hey, after that, like, the cue of the music. I'm honestly glad that we're getting the dash soon, because that's usually what ends up killing me in the end, or at least in most of these areas, just me not having the dash yet. I know this is dumb, but I prefer to have this as soon as possible. I can deal with the lack of cooling on my sticky bombs and all that. But at the same time, it's just like, I prefer to have the full auto upgrade ASAP, because at least then, like, I'll be able to at times I'll be able to breeze through groups of fodder demons like imps or soldiers all at the same time. It's like a crap ton of shotgun soldiers at the same time. Shotgun shells, not shotgun cells. Why did I say that? And I'm not the best with commentary either, so it just I'm warning you. Okay. Oh yeah, the wolf. They got data entry. Argenta legends speak of sentinel beasts, loyal creatures that lived as companions of the hardened warriors, often larger, swifter, and stronger than others of their kind. These animals shared instincts with their masters and aided them in battle. The Night Sentinels never shared publicly the origin of these creatures, for only they stood worthy of them. Now to that part I didn't read yet. I think, I don't know, did I miss it? Oh yeah, here it is. Cool image, the world spear, and all that. That's cool. Oh wait, spoilers for part 2. Translation from the Ligra Saltagenta, the Book of Kings. In the days before man first spoke, in the days before first man spoke, an immense shard of rock and metal was cast unto the world from the heavens. Thunder and cataclysm shook the land as the skies were torn asunder. The cosmic sphere cleft a hole through our mortal lands, pole to pole, from the cold wastes of the umbral plains to the fetid swamps of Iron Fang. The womb of the world opened, and the elemental wraiths, the firstborn, spilled forth. They took to the skies, fierce in their emancipation, and in their exultation they brought vitality to the land, and all that felt their breath were awakened from eternal slumber. Fierce beasts and an unforgiving biosphere rose in the passing of their shadow as the wraith call echoed across Argentinur. First came the ancestrals, fell creatures invigorated by the magic of the wraiths. They grew to enormous heights, mighty behemoths who waged war with each other for years untold. Their battles tore the land asunder and destroyed all creation caught in their wake. The wraith call continued to spread across the land, and soon the Argenta emerged from the steppes, our souls stirred into form by the power of their breath. The Titans towered over the wild-blooded tribes, but found them uncowed. The secret of the sword was discovered, and in the darkness of sweltering mountain forges we beat steel until it was strong enough to pierce bone and sever flesh. Thus we came to be, born of rock and fire, lowly in birth, but risen by the strength of our will. By the blessedness of the first ones, we forged sword and shield, and took the hammer to the ancestrals. We claimed a dominion of creation by right of blood and magic, and the time of man came to be. With the ancestral beasts driven back to their bleak valleys, we rose. We tilled the fertile land, husbanded beasts of burden, and built towering cities. In the hallowed place, on the obsidian throne, we crowned King Ormero, the Father, the first of the line that shall reign in perpetuity. We built the Cathedral of Reflection to worship the first ones, and formed the Order of the Daog, whose priests pay tribute to the wraiths and appease their tempestuous hunger. Our sons and daughters chose the path of the sword or the path of the alchemist, for each duty honors the gods. Though our ways were righteous, we were not without strife. Storms and great quakes cast our spires down. Barbaric tribes laid siege to our fields in search of the great gifts Mother Argenta had bestowed upon our world, and the song of the Wraith Call threatened to drive lesser men into madness. We were not lesser men. We defended that which the first ones gifted to us, our land and right to the bounty held within. We beat back the barbarian hordes and hardened our resolve. We rose above the fire, our bodies and souls tempered, and an unbreakable will was shaped in the forge of battle. What emerged was the heart of our legion, the Order of the Night Sentinels. Hope you guys like my reading. Oh no. Well, I do a better job at reading than I do playing this game. Or at least reading in dramatic voices, I mean. There we go. There's that dash I love to see.
Kill the priests. You know our laws. Despite their transgressions against the Covenant, they are still of Sentinel blood. What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. It is written. It is their time to give penance. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and go behind that throne again because I'm gonna need something for me. Thank you. Vega data entry. King Novik. King Novik ruled over Sentinel Prime for many years as its warrior patriarch, ordained protector of the sovereign Sentinel worlds. The Sentinel people, defined by a legacy of war, deem only those of warrior caste befit to rule, and in times of battle it is expected that the king lead from the battlefield rather than from the safety of the throne. As it is written in Sentinel law, a king unfit for battle is likewise unfit for rule, or fit to rule. For millennia, the Sentinel people have secured their civilization against the threat of invasion from beast and human alike, passing on the mantle of battle to each subsequent generation, and refining the craft of war into an art of ultimate mastery. Even in times of peace, the Night Sentinels remain vigilant, developing new technologies of conquest, each the more capable of securing their dominion across the sovereign worlds. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the image and all that. Never mind. I know Daisy's located in one of these things. Yeah, the devs have actually said that Daisy the bunny is actually in every level. Or she's hidden in every level. Even the DLC, as far as I'm concerned. I have a blood punch on. Okay, I forgot I didn't have dash fully on at the time. Yeah, once I finish this level, I'm gonna cut the stream after this. So basically next week I'm gonna be likely just tackling Cultist Base.
Sentinel battery can be used to provide additional power to your ship. Several modules remain unused. Finding more batteries will enable you to utilize the full functions of your command station.
Let me make sure I have everything around here. Looks like it. Save for that prior mega health and all that. But aside from that, it looks like I have everything. Where's the other side? This was actually something, when I first saw that, you know, you could play music and all that from prior games and all that, or the fact that you could find them around the map and all that actually kind of surprised me. Like, and there's a lot of things about this game that surprised me. Sorry, that was meant to hit it. Like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. See? I just gotta do a quick precision bolt, and that's really all it takes. I know there's also the option to use the shotgun as well, but I prefer to just use the precision bolt because if you have it right on the mark, like if the tentacle is within your range and all that, you can just do a little like, and that's all it takes. And yes, I like to use the microwave beam. I also think that ever since Under the Mayo's videos and all that, I tend to use the microwave beam a lot more. Not enough
there is a central power core nearby. You can use it to activate the mech and clear the path forward.
Shoot. Sorry. Didn't mean to skip that. I kind of have just the instinct to do that. Three Sentinels, Part 2.
Translation from Lake Rest, Soltagenta, Book of Kings. In the time of grief, when King Etrix took the throne, a blessing came to the people of Argenta. White porcelain beings from a world above our own brought gifts to Danur. Observers to our great deeds, admirers of our convictions, they sought to make bond with our swords and bring everlasting order to our world. These were beings unlike any we had seen before. Sword and shield held no weight against them, for the ethereal flesh of these luminous beings seemed unbound by mortality. Able to move through time and space, they held sway over all dominions of the known and unknown dimensions. Through their ways, we grew stronger, our society bolstered by their infinite wisdom and all-knowing power, assuring our people's safety for all time, in this world and the next. Where we sharpened the blade and mastered our magic, they boasted the soul and spirit. Death would no longer be the end for our people. The ones we call the Makers, our new allies in this brutal world, have given us the security and death we fought so hard to achieve in life. We would find eternal peace, and our minds would rest easy with the knowledge that those we fought alongside in battle would join us in lands beyond the mortal plane. The strength of our ways, the purity of our essence, would by Maker law grant us passage to the great city in the clouds. There, our women and children, warrior and kin alike, would welcome us. We adopted the holy doctrines of the Makers, gifted in exchange with a chance to earn eternal rest for our immortal souls in blessed Urdak. The covenant we held, now under the embrace of our new gods, fostered a peace we had never known. They were unlike the first ones, whose presence offered no paradise from fear and the uncertainty of existence in a harsh and unforgiving world. The Maker's embrace was warm and guided us into an era of spiritual prosperity.
And cool image to boot. sure. As if I had it aimed the right way. Okay, this time I won't skip it, I promise. This is the first time I forgot to not skip it. Down the hatch. Ow. Like that, the deed is done. Didn't feel confident in that one for some reason. Yeah, both of those times I missed it. Oh god. Boing. I'm a rebel. I don't do things the easy way. I don't do things the normal way, I mean. Slayer key obtained. Now we go forth from the thing that usually causes a lot. That usually ends up killing me quite a bit. Let's do this shit. Oh, looks like the skeletons are at the play. I know what they're called, but that was a joke. Okay, I may have went a little bit too hard on that. I may have went a little too hard on that. I guess when I kind of was able to move that fast, like... Well, that wasn't expected. But basically the reason why is because I have look smoothing all the way down. And yes, I know I have a crap ton of extra lives, but I simply do not care.
The betrayer's life signal is nearby.
Oscar. Do I have everything so far? Looks like most of it. Looks like I have most of everything. Oh yeah, there's still just one less codex entry, so I have everything in the codex entries.
Sensors and artillery everywhere.
I told you all to leave me here. I am where I belong. Saving your people will not bring you peace. Only make the burden you carry worse. And now you seek to defy the Khanmaker herself. It is your people's time now to give penance, just as it was mine. Hear me, Slayer. When his heart is laid to rest, then his soul will be at peace. And so will mine.
Alright. Now I'll be seeing you later. Wink. The Betrayer. Vega data entry. After years of prolonged war against the demonic threat invading their world, Argent D'Nur launched an offensive strike across dimensions, sending their greatest warriors into the heart of hell itself. Despite their training and preparedness, their honor was undone by deceit. Betrayal at the highest levels of command left Argent D'Nur's bravest warriors cut off and scattered in the hellscape. But of those last remaining Night Sentinels, only one remained in hell by choice. Betrayer of the Argenta, it was Commander Valen who relinquished the keys to the elemental sepulchre in return for his son's resurrection. Haunted by demonic visions, the image of his son's tortured existence plagued him without relent, the whispers of demons pushing him towards madness. In a moment of weakness, he fell prey to the demon's trickery, sealing the fate of Argent D'Nur and dooming the kingdom to which he swore a lifelong oath to protect. Valen chose exile in the hellscape for his sacrilege. So basically he did a no-no and now he chose to punish himself for it. By the way, that's the rest of the Codex stuff. But there is a neat little Easter egg that I want to explain while I'm here. If it's here.
The extraction point is
Never mind, I went past the Easter egg a while ago. Think I went past the Easter egg? Well, yeah, I went. I'll go ahead and show the Easter egg after this last encounter. And just like that, the mission is done. Just grabbing anything that I can before I go. And back to that Easter egg I was talking about. It's here. Yeah, I think it's through here, the Easter egg. This is meant more as like a joke Easter egg, and for a while some people didn't really get it, so I want to go ahead and explain. It's right here. For some reason there's this one weird texture that looks like it's the old Doom games. You press use, flips it up. And the thing is that this is actually a nod to one of the things that happened with the classic maps in Doom 2016, where wall textures were actually upside down. Or at least for some of the textures were upside down. So, in response, turning this upward, doing this, flips it back upwards, and it cheers for realigning it the proper way, and that's some weird low quality JPEG fire. Alright, that's all I want to explain and all that, but first I want to go ahead and upgrade the weapons and all that first. So now all I have to do is kill 15 pinkies with that. Alright. Wait, what the? Oh, okay. I was confused for a moment. I was gonna say, I don't think I had any other series going on at the time, but I forgot I got the Barbarian Slayer from Ancient Gods Part 2. But, I'd say that just about does it for tonight, for today's stream and all that. So, yeah. So next week I'm going to be tackling the Cultist base, and quite possibly the Doom Hunter base. It really depends on like how much time it takes me to beat the Cultist base, because the reason I was able to squeeze Exultia in was just because like how fast Hell on Earth was done. So yeah. So next week, hopefully, I will be on the 27th. I will be tackling Doom. Yeah, I'll be tackling Chapter 3, Cultist Base, or Mission 3, I mean. Possibly Doom Hunter Base. And possibly on the 30th, I will be streaming Doom 3 VR. Because that's supposed to come out next Monday. So, with that being said, hope you all have a nice day. This is Retronomicon, signing off.